Who is Diana, and what was your first impression of her?
If you knew Diana like in her normal life, you wouldn't have recognized the person that came to see us. She was in so much pain. 8, 9, 10 out of 10 pain. She could barely move. So when she came into the office, we got her back into the treatment room with help. Got her down in the exam room and started talking to her, trying to take a history, figure out what was going on, what had happened. Doing what kind of exam we could because she was in so much pain. It was really hard to do a lot of the things we normally do for a new patient exam. But we did enough to where I had a pretty good idea of what I thought was going on. I was pretty sure she had a badly herniated lumbar disc, and got her down on the table. And she was so sensitive that it was really limited what we could do. So it just had to be really light, really gentle, just doing whatever we could to try to just bring that pain level down a little bit. And so that's what we started off with Diana, was just doing some real gentle little treatments, some gentle things to try to give her a little relief. And then when she left, I sent her for an MRI to make sure that we really knew for sure what was going on. We were having a little bit of success with the treatment. So she was getting some relief, not a huge amount, but enough that she could get up off the table a little bit easier. She could leave the office in a little bit less pain than she came in. But that wasn't really lasting a long time yet. So she'd go home, still could hardly sleep, still could hardly move. It was still pretty bad pain. And this has been going on for several weeks for her now. And it was getting to the point that she was getting really discouraged. And so there was one day in particular where I was starting treatment on her, so I put a few therapies on her, and I was about to step out of the room to let those run for a couple minutes, and she kind of put her head up out of the table, and she was laying face down. She kind of pulled her head up and said, Dr. Phil, I don't know if I can keep going like this, if this doesn't get better. And so when someone tells you something like that as a healthcare provider and just as a person, I think you have to stop and see what you can do to help. So I grabbed a stool and I sat down next to her, and she had kind of put her head back down and was crying into the table. And I just put my hand on her back and tried to tell her that, you're getting some relief. We're helping a bit. I know that it's still really bad, but your body's gonna heal. It's not gonna be this way forever. If we can't help you, then we're gonna send you to someone that can, but you're gonna heal and you're gonna get better. And I think that gave her just enough hope that she stuck with it, that she kept going. But that was a tough moment, and that was one of the harder moments that I've had in my career. So the turnaround for Diana was really cool. One of the best ones that I've had. So it was a pretty busy day. I knew that Diana was going to be coming in that day, but I was busy. I was zipping around the office, taking care of patients and doing chart notes and managing the staff and all the things that you have to do. And so I was walking down the hallway past the reception area to go back to my office, and I looked up and I saw this woman sitting there in one of the chairs in our reception area. But she was put together, she was professional, hair washed, makeup done, big smile on her face. And I didn't recognize her, and the staff didn't recognize her. And I was like, I don't have a new patient right now. Who is this that's here in the office? And I kind of looked a little closer, and it's like, Diana? She's like, yeah, it's me, Dr. McGarry. It's like, oh my goodness. Like, she was just a different person. And she was her normal self. She was who she really is. Not the person that was in 9, 10 out of 10 pain that had been coming to see us for the last couple of months. So it was just amazing to get to bring her back and hear her talk about how much better she was feeling and how she was back to work and she was sleeping again and she was back to doing all her fun activities, pretty high level activities that she did for her hobbies and sport. And yeah, that was a great day. That was a lot of fun.